Hello and welcome to my Disney Fantasy packing video. It is 10 days out from our cruise on board the Disney Fantasy and it is time to pack. So I've got everything laid out, I've planned my outfits, I've got everything ready. I'm going to take you through everything I am taking on board for a 5-night cruise to Spain from the UK. We are sailing from Southampton here in the UK and this will be the first UK sailing. So I have got a Disney Spirit jersey on. It is very warm here in the UK at the moment. We have had beautiful weather for the last couple of weeks. Actually probably like the last month or so. We've had beautiful weather. It has been very warm and all I can think is that is what I want for our Disney cruise, is just a proper sun holiday and keeping everything crossed that the weather is glorious, the sea state is mild and we have a fabulous time. But today it is time to pack. I have got everything ready, I've got summer outfits, I'm so excited. I bought some new bits, which if you've seen Pack With Me videos before, you know I tend to wear the same things a lot, especially on those cooler cruises. And we have got Alaska coming up very soon after this cruise. So that will be the usual cool weather items. But for what I hope to be a wonderful sunny trip on board the Disney Fantasy, I've gone for summer bits. I'm going to take you through everything from clothing, accessories, beauty, tech, even those little extra bits that you may not necessarily need for all trips, but you might need for a Disney cruise or you might need for a sunshine cruise. In terms of luggage, I am using the large Tripp holiday suitcase. I have bought this recently and it's still got the luggage tag on actually, and because I was in desperate need of a new suitcase after my previous holiday one, which I've had for 6-7 years, gave up the ghost with a dodgy lock. Not Tripp's problem, it's just the way suitcases are handled. So I've got that suitcase, and then for hand luggage I am using my Foldy, which has fabulous amount of storage. So that is my little setup. That's what I'm taking, that's what I'm planning to take. I don't want to take any more than that because I want plenty of room in my suitcase and plenty of room in my hand luggage. Not that I plan to buy very much, but that is it. So let me get everything out and I will show you what we're taking. I have everything laid out on my bed. I've also got a box full of packing bits, like packing cubes, because I'm a huge fan of packing cubes and pouches. I've then got a selection of shoes, my dresses for evenings, and then I have my Disney Fantasy Spirit jersey because I had a very kind friend who picked me up this when she did the transatlantic sail. I cannot wait to wear it. I then have some bags that are very summer appropriate, so we'll go through everything and then we'll pack. Starting off with clothing then, so we have got pyjamas. These are the cutest little Highland cowl pyjamas from Next. It's a t-shirt and short set. The shorts have pockets, guys. I'm obsessed. So they're my holiday pyjamas now. I've got 3 swimming costumes. The reason we're taking 3 is because we do plan to use the rainforest room on board and I do plan to use the pools. So I just thought 3 is a really good number because it means I've got options, and if 1 or 2 are drying, sometimes they take a little while to dry, then I've always got an option. I always use my swimming costumes in these sort of bags, just keeps them all nice and handy. You just grab it and it's there. I have a cord set from M&S. I got this last year. It's not available anymore, but it's a nice little short and shirt cord, perfect for sea days. I then have my selection of culottes. So most of these are new actually. I have got a pair of black shorts. I then have a selection of t-shirts. I'm going to insert pictures of the culottes and the t-shirts. I have got margarita tasting, and I've got a margarita t-shirt, which I love, so perfect for that. I've then just got a blue and white linen shirt to chuck on if needed. And then I do plan on using the gym, so I've just got 2 sets of gym wear. In here, already packed, I've got all my underwear, dress shorts, that sort of thing. I have then got my toiletries, we'll go through that momentarily. I then have my bits and pieces, all my hair stuff is in a separate bag. I like to keep it nice and separate. I've got my makeup here and my makeup brushes in here. How nice is this from Bays? Got my toothbrush case because I won't forget that then. Straighteners, hats for being out in the sun, little compact for my vitamin D. I have got a game Mum and I like to play, which is OK Play. I do want to get some Uno cards because I really enjoy playing Uno, so I think I'm going to try and get them. More specific for a Disney cruise, I have got these little bandanas we got on our last Disney cruise for Pirate Night, just so we've got extras so I can do my hair with them. Again, specific for a warmer climate cruise, I have got towel clips, and because we are visiting Bilbao and they do have a beach really close to the ship, I have brought my water shoes with me because I think they're a really good option if you are going to the beach. I like to have something on my feet, and water shoes are a good option. Other bits and pieces we have got is a pop-up wash basket, perfect for just chucking all your dirty laundry into one wardrobe, and then it's in there so it's nice and easy to sort. We've got our little first aid bag, I'll go through that. 2 pairs of sunglasses. I've got my luggage tag. Cannot go anywhere without a air tag, so I've got an air tag that will go inside my suitcase. I've got my makeup mirror. Luggage scales for making sure my luggage is under 23 kilos. Whilst we are not flying and our baggage isn't being put on a plane or anything like that, I still recommend you do not take your suitcase over 23 kilos because it does have to be handled by the crew at the port. And I just think for health and safety, for their health and safety in terms of their backs and things like that, it's better that if it's over 23 kilos that you just put it in another bag for Southampton. You can take on as many suitcases as you like, so there's really no need to overfill it and potentially injure somebody. So I would say still always weigh your luggage, even if you're going from Southampton, and make sure no bag weighs over 23 kilos. I've got my little sewing kit. I've got a load of tech stuff for my cameras. I've got my GoPro, my DJI camera. More tech bits, and I'll go through all of that. My jewellery case, very cruise specific. We have magnets. Cruise ships are ultimately metal boxes, so all the room walls are magnetised, so you can use magnets to help store things. So these are perfect for lanyards or hats, bags, that kind of thing. So we've got magnets. We have got 2 fans because if I get warm, then that's a lovely little breeze. I've got that, so I do have a bigger one that folds, and then I've got a mini one for my handbag. This is my travel bag, essentials bag. I've got deodorant, hairbrush, various bits and pieces in there. I'll take you through it. I've got my Kindle. I have got my revision notes. For the majority of people, you're not going to be taking revision notes on a Disney cruise, or probably any cruise for that matter, but I am doing a course at work and I have self-study to do the week we are away, so I am taking my notes so I can at least do that. So it's not very much. For this cruise it's actually only 1 or 2 modules, and the modules are fairly short, but I need to take my notes and I need to take some highlighters as well. We have got my tripod from my camera. We've got my water bottle. The lid is drying downstairs, but this is an Awala water bottle. Such a good water bottle for travel. Always recommend taking a water bottle on board and you can fill it up. I've then got a couple of headbands because I'm such a headband person. They're from Clementine and Mint. I've got a linen one and a raffia one. Again, perfect for this kind of trip. I do have a GoPro body harness for if I want to do the water slide and I can take my GoPro. I've got a summer hat. This is one from years ago from Jules. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I do have a cap as well for the days. I'm taking this sling bag from Kipling. This is going to be my sort of handbag for going down to Southampton and for getting on board. Plenty of room for passports, all my sort of necessities in there. And then last bits for the bed, we've got my laptop. I've got a large portable charger. I've got a MagSafe charger. And I've got my in-ear headphones, my purse, my passport and SD cards. If there's anything I can link, it will be in the description below. A lot of it is from Amazon, but if there's anything else, I will also link it. Shoe-wise, I'm taking a pair of flip-flops for around the pool. I'm taking a pair of tan slides for evenings, Birkenstocks for every day, and then I've got some trainers for the gym or if I want to wear trainers on one of the days. I am still debating whether to take my heels. These are my dresses for the evenings. With Disney, you don't really have any dining in terms of what to wear, but I like to have a different outfit for my evening meal. So first up is my trusty navy short-tiered dress, perfect for celebration night or the sort of formal night. It's a lovely sort of material. Was that a mark? Oh, do I need to wash it? Oh, hang on. No. Oh no, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. That's fine. So yes, a really lovely material, nice length. That will go really nicely either with my slides or with my heels. I think I would probably wear heels with that. Yeah, I think, but yeah, it's a lovely dress. I've had it for a while. Second dress is this green midi dress with sheared top sleeves. Please do not worry about the creasing. I never iron my dresses before I get on board a cruise ship. I will always iron them once on board because they're going to get creased in transit anyway. I then have another dress, similar dress, but it has this lovely broderie and glaze, is it? Again, sheared dress, perfect for dinner on board. Do you know I have a theme? Blue dress again with sheared bodice and little puff sleeves. It's a lovely dress. And then I have two more casual dresses. So I think this would work for the first evening on board. So this is just a black, it's kind of like brown, but it is just a black midi dress with pockets. And then finally a green midi dress with pockets. I am definitely somebody, if I like it, I'm going to buy it in different colours. So those are my dresses. There is a spare dress in there just in case. The reason I've got an extra one is for Paolo. I do plan to go to Paolo. We have booked it for brunch, so I've got an extra dress just in case we do go to Paolo because it is a bit more elevated than sort of the main dining room. It's probably the only, I think probably Paolo and Remy are the two places where there is sort of a dress code for dinner and for brunch. And then final bits are my Disney Fantasy Spirit jersey. Finally, bags. So I did buy both of these this year. So this one is so cute. It's like a little bag from ASOS. I wasn't going to take my mulberry basil to clutch, which I take on every cruise with me, but now thinking about it, I think I will, because if we are doing the formal night and I'm wearing black heels, then I want my bag to match with it, so I think I'll grab that as well. There we go, so that's my bag. I thought it'd be really lovely for around to the ship, chuck everything in. It's got a magnet handle, which I think is quite clever, and then it does have a nice, oh gosh, I'm not showing. It does have a nice big pouch inside for all your bits and pieces, and then it just chucks together, so I really like that. So that's the bag I've got. I've also got this little thing that, I guess, magnetic, so the magnet's strong, and it was for if you go off. So sometimes if I wear a hat out, then it's a bit too windy and I have to then carry my hat, which is a bit of a pain. So it's a little magnet that just holds my hat. So it's then there, which I thought was really clever. A couple of quid from Amazon. There we go. And then that's my little bag, which I think is so cute, and I can fit even my camera in there, which is really great. There we go, that is everything I am taking in terms of overviews. I'll go through all the toiletries now and show you what I'm taking on board and the medical kit and all that sort of thing, and then we can get packing. First up, we've got my toiletry bag. This is a fantastic toiletry bag that I have had for several years now. I take it any big trip with me, even a 5-night trip, and it is so handy for hanging on the back of the door in the bathroom, and then it's all organised. There is quite often a lot of storage on Disney, so I'm not too worried about storage, but it's just great for ease. So I'll go through everything I've got in it. So at the top, it's got a little zip compartment, and in here I always keep the same things. I've got some foot cream, some hand cream, a little spoolie thing for my lip night treatment. I then have a little Q-tip that's reusable. That always goes in there. In here I've got my perfume. I rate these so much. These are refillable perfume containers, and it just pops out and goes back in, and I like the twisty thing so I'm not losing the lids. So that's got 2 of my perfumes in. I then think I've got, this is just like a little freebie thing, but it's a eucalyptus smoothing body gel, which I thought would be great for a sort of Spain cruise. I need to put a face cloth in, I haven't done that yet. And then in the top I have all my skincare, so I've got my Clinique moisturiser, so I use that in the summer and I think that's a really nice light moisturiser. I've got my night lip mask, my night cream, my toner. I need to fill that up, it's not very full, I need to fill that up. I then have a new cleanser because my old cleanser has finished, and I've got this included in a set, and it's the Clinique Take the Day Off Facial Cleansing Mousse. So I've got that to use. That's my, it says take the day off, but this is the kind of cleanser I like in the morning, and then I have my cleanser for the evening. And then I have got like a little exfoliator just because. So I need to put in my cleansing cloth, which I'll go and grab from the bathroom, and I need to refill that. So I'm going to leave that out so I know I have to refill it. And I need to get my reusable cotton pads. And then in the bottom bit, I have got my little pill case. This is such a cute pill case. I think it's from Dosey, I think that's how you say it. And I need to put my vitamin D tablets in there. But it's just nice rather than having to take the big bulky thing. I've then got a deodorant, an after sun, a face SPF 50. I have a lint roller, always take a lint roller with me, I have dogs, a Ultra Sun Factor 50. I'm such a big fan of Ultra Sun, it is my favourite go-to sun cream that works for me, and always Factor 50 because I am a pale person that burns. I've got toothpaste, Talking of toothpaste, I've got my toothbrush. I did recently get a Surrey toothbrush, I know, on the hype and all that, but my existing toothbrush is terrible, especially for travel, because it just dies without even telling me it needs charging. So I have got a Surrey toothbrush. It obviously doesn't have my toothbrush in it right now because I've still got a few days to go. I'm obsessed with tapping things. I know it's really annoying, but look at my nails. Compared to the last cruise I did with my last ones, amazing. Then have a Face 50 SPF shaky thing. I then have an anti-chafing balm. This is great for if you've got dresses or shorts on, but also if you've got sandals or flip-flops that rub, this on your feet stops the rubbing. I love it for that. So that's what I've got in there. So the things I need to do, I'm going to go grab them now so I don't forget. So I've got in here, I've got my cleansing cloth and also my reusable cotton rounds, and then I have my face thing, which I'm going to pop in there. Got my dental floss, and then I have refilled my toner, so that's nice and full now. So it can go in here. The rest of my skincare. Then this can all go back in. So that's what I take in my toiletries. I need to take a razor with me. Yeah, razor. Forgot about that. There we go. So that's all in there. This is my hair bag. So this has all my hair bits and pieces in. So it has a little bag full of hairbands and clips. So that keeps them all separate instead of me losing them. I've got a hairspray. There's not much left in that one, so I'm probably going to use that this cruise, and then I'll get a new one out. A glued waterproof for sort of straight hairs. I've got my frizz-free dry cream. I then have a hairbrush and a clip, and then a microfiber hair towel that I always take because then you don't have to worry about the hand towel being used for your hair. So that's all in there. This has all my makeup and my brushes in. So the brushes are in a separate beige brush case. This is great because it stands up and it's got all the things for my brushes, so all my brushes can go in there. I do then put it back in here just because it keeps it all together then. So in here I've got always a set of pocket tissues. Yeah, I'm that person, I can't go anywhere without a pocket tissue. I've got setting spray. This feels like I might need to fill that up. So I've got setting spray, all my makeup. I don't actually have that much makeup. I very much stick to what I know because I know I like it. So it's just makeup in there. Next up is my first aid kit. So I always take a first aid kit just so if I need anything, I don't have to worry about going to see the onboard doctor or having to pay for stuff. I think with Disney you may get free seasickness medication if you go to reception or somewhere. I'm not sure, I've never asked for it because I always like to take my own. But I just take some basics with me so that if I do, I don't know, get seasick, get a cut or anything, then I've got stuff that will get bitten, then I've got stuff to use. So first up, it is a cruise, so I do have anti-sickness medication. I do suffer from seasickness from time to time, so I am somebody who prefers to take my medication and use it as a preventative rather than to fix an issue that has already started. So I use it always preventatively. So I will always take Sturgeon. So I've got tablets. We do have seasickness bands. We've never used them, but I don't know if they actually work, but I've got them just in case. And then something that I do use and I do swear by are these motion sickness patches. You get them in a box from Amazon and you can either put them behind your ear or by your belly button. I tend to do that, and they last for 2 days and like 3 days. Yeah, I personally really rate the motion patches, so I've got those. I've got a mini mosquito repellent. So I don't know if there's mosquitoes, I don't know, but I'm just taking it just in case. Again, for bites, because I can suffer terribly with bites, I have some bite and sting cream. I also have an allergy cream just in case I have any allergic reactions to stuff. So every so often I just flare up on my face. I have the little zapper thing, which is amazing for if you do get a bite, taking the sort of the itch off. A selection of plasters, always plasters, and then some party feet in case I get really sore feet. And then last things are painkillers. So I take Nurofen meltlets and a couple of sachets of Calpol. Ever since I broke my ankle 2 years ago on a cruise. I was on a cruise, but I wasn't on the ship. When I broke my ankle in Bruges, then I always take painkillers with me just in case, because I'm not sure how I survived otherwise with the painkillers. So there's that. Brought you around a different way in case you were too dark. So this is my sort of tech bag. So in the back here I keep 2 types of charging wires. So I've got a standard USB-A, I think it's called, and then it goes to every type of charger. So you've got USB-C, Lightning, and the other type of USB, which I don't think I use for anything now, but I've got that one. It's basically so I can charge multiple things at once. So I've got that one, and then I have this one which can be a USB-A or a USB-C on both sides, which is so great for charging, because I think most things are USB-C now for me. And then in here I have got a little bag full of all my camera accessories, and then I have 2 chargers, so multi-adapters. So this one has got 1 USB-C and 3 USB-As, plus it can do USA, Australia, UK and Europe. So that's great. So on the Disney Cruise Line ships, they have European plugs and American plugs, sockets, so that works for there. And the reason I take 2, which, because it might seem a bit strange, is because sometimes the plug fits different ways. So this one, for example, again, USB-C, the 3 types, and then 4 USB-As. And with my straighteners, depending on where the plug is, sometimes I need my straightener plug to go up and sometimes I need it to go down. So that's why I take both. And also this is for both my mum and myself, so 2 is there. And then I say about this every time because it really is fantastic. It's a 3-in-1 charger that will charge your phone, I guess Apple AirPods or any headphones that have mag connectivity, and then my Apple Watch. And I just love it because I can go in and charge all of those devices just with 1 wire. So there's that. I then have a little multi-charging thing that has the phone thing and just all the different wires, just in case I needed to do something short. And then in here, as I said, it's all my camera bits. So my GoPro, battery chargers, little handles, microphone, all of those bits and pieces. Because camera wise, I take a GoPro and a DJI Osmo 3, Pocket 3. The final little pouch I have is my hand luggage pouch, and this just has a few different bits and pieces I need in for if I don't have my case for a little while or anything like that, or for the last morning when the case has gone. So I always keep this. So inside it's got some anti-sickness tablets, a little hairbrush, a morning cleanser which is I need to cut open and use up. For when we get on board, if it is sunny, I've got some miniature sun creams, some tissues, wet wipes, a little pen, some painkillers, a scrunchie, and then a deodorant and a couple of hair clips, because like I said, when you disembark on the morning of, if your case is already gone, you're going to need your little bits of toiletries. So I just take them with me, and that just means that it's nice and easy. And as I say, it just all stays in there, and that's just in my hand luggage for when I get on board or get off. There we go. That's it, guys. So that is everything I am taking. I have got my iPad, and I have a packing list on Notion that I like to just go through and tick off everything. So I have now got everything. Did also cut my hand from my tripod when I was doing this, so well done me. But yeah, I've got everything that I wanted to take. So now I am going to get my suitcase, pack up all the clothes in that, and then put everything in my suitcase. My packing cube of choice is, at the moment, it's gone out. I don't even buy these anymore, which is a shame, but I do have quite a few packing cubes. I'm gonna put everything in it. This is the large. I just thought I'm gonna take the large because it's just easier, and I'd rather have there be extra space than be squeezing it all in. So let's pack. It's got the strap on one side and then a mesh compartment on the other. So let's put everything in. There we go. Suitcase is packed. That's surprisingly easy, and there's plenty of room actually, so that's good. Last thing to do is hand luggage. For hand luggage, I am using my Foldy travel bag. Oh, I got this at Christmas, really like it. On the side of my fridge, I've got my magnets. So some of these were purchased, other ones were gifted from Indigo Dinosaur, but I have my magnets. Some of them I will use for just general cruises as well, and I do have a magnet for our Alaska cruise, but these are the ones I'm taking on the Disney Fantasy. So we've got these, which I love, and I love adding to the fleet. So we've got the Magic, the Dream, the Fantasy, and then the Adventure, which is to come in January. We've got these bits, which are just like my socials, and then we have each of them for, so we've got the Magic, which was our first Disney cruise, the Dream, which was our second Disney cruise, and the Fantasy, which is our third Disney cruise. And then we've got Exploring the World One Port at a Time, very Moana themed, and I love Moana. And then again Moana themed is this beautiful one, which was also kind of gifted, which is the stingray, or the ray from Moana with the little Disney logos. So they are the ones I'm taking, so I need to pack them up and put them in my bag. We are taking just a few bits of food and drink with us on board because everything is included. We're just taking some Robinson's summer fruits mini drink things. These are great for adding to our water, and then always some Werther's Original. And there we go, guys. That is everything that we are taking on board this Disney Fantasy cruise from Southampton. I know I've got everything. I've got a few last minute bits to put in, like my water bottle would need to be filled and all that, and a few bits I need to use between now and getting on board. So I just need to remember to pack it all when it comes to the final last minute pack before we leave for Southampton. So yeah, there we go. Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked the video, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.